The DJ is obviously a big part of hip hop, coming from like the Jam Master Jays to the Jazzy Jeffs to the whatever. But here's the thing: hip hop isn't hip hop anymore. Hip hop has people who understand the lineage of it. Now, you don't have to understand the lineage of hip hop to be into hip hop, but a certain kind of hip hop you do. DJs are outdated to people who just make music on laptops. But anyone who understands the groove and everything, it's a little bit different. If you're making beats on like, I don't know, like a Fruity Loops kind of thing, and you don't have never even seen a turntable, that's a different form of it. I call that rap music, I guess, is what I would say, versus say a hip hop thing where it's like the connotation also involves maybe the culture, and the culture involves maybe like, if you go all the way back to the b-boying and the breaking and the turntable and stuff, which you don't have to implement, but like it's part of that history of music. Whereas like if you come up and you're like, I'm not shitting on it, but like if you make a trap beat or something, that the turntable or the sample or anything may not ever be something that occurs to you. And it's the same type of music in terms of like you're rhyming over it, but it's a different lineage from where it comes from. Musically, I'm really excited that like it's so terrible right now. What I mean by that is like major labels have no hold on the market. No one really knows what they're doing. I mean, obviously when you're talking like very top of the pop charts, generally speaking, it's pretty scripted by the majors, but like they don't know how to sell records. They don't know what the next big thing is, and they won't put money into it. So there's negative, there's like a lack of funding. But what's good about it is because there's a lack of funding, it goes across the board to like radio, to video, to anything. So like majors aren't able to like just monopolize the whole market. So like if someone came out with something cool, a lot of things that have come out in the recent past are really somewhat cutting edge in the sense of like what they are versus traditional stuff, and yet they're making their way out there. I mean, the majors are playing catch up with certain things. They're not, obviously they're on the front of the pack if you're talking like a pop produced R&B thing or whatever. They're in front of that stuff. But if you're talking even about what they're listening to get to that point, it's like people on YouTube, things are like that, or like records aren't selling, so there's no way for them to like monetize and capture everything. So it's like, it's kind of the Wild West. It's, there's some hard parts about that, but it's really the most exciting thing overall. I mean, you see artists that come out now that would never have had those opportunities or those doors open for them without the lack of a major stronghold on the whole thing.
He see Dave Chappelle. Why he just go like this, just staring at him like that? And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like,
Medtronic was the only guy that got test presses besides Lenny and myself of all the Ultimate Breaks and Beats that came out after we met. So his connection with Ultimate Breaks and Beats is deep.
I remember I was in the dressing room one day and I was like, man, Aaliyah is overrated. And he's like, don't you talk about Aaliyah and her memory, and Aaliyah is a good friend of mine, and if you talk about her again, I'll hit you in your mouth. And I'm like, I'll hit you in your fucking mouth.
I had, the cassettes at the time, so I had a cassette full of beats, and he just rapped. And we just drove around New York, and he impressed the shit out of me, you know what I'm saying? And I was just in disbelief, man, that, we had this new voice that was saying something.